Happy fall, friends. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to my backyard early fall tour. If this is your first time, special welcome, and if you're coming back, so happy you are here. So let's start with the specialty flamingo garden bed. Yes, it is still looking good. Yes, so here we have one of my favorites, the Easter basket rose. Look at that, friends, still giving me blooms here in PA in the fall season. I must say it has been really warm. We just got rain for the entire week, friends, and I'm telling you, I was so happy, and I know the ground was happy too. Finally, I think we had a drought here for maybe a month, 2 months almost. Yeah, so very grateful for the rainwater. So let's look at this beautiful Nandina in the front. Look at this Gulf Stream Nandina. You see why I love Nandina so much? Just look at that. And right behind it is a sedum giving us the fall color. I just love the two together, the sedum and the Nandina. They're just so pretty. And here we have Cleome. Yes, these reseeded themselves. And let's come on around here. Friends, I need your opinion. Okay, do you see this tree? I'm going to put the name on it that my plant ID told me it was. I think it's a sumac. And apparently it is a native here. And it's supposed to get really tall, and I've never noticed this tree until I have this one in my garden. So I was driving last week throughout the area, and I saw a lot of these at the highway, the side of the highway, a lot of them, and they were literally maybe 50 feet tall. They were so tall. So I don't know, I'm thinking, should I take it out? Should I just leave it? I don't know, because it's gonna get really tall. Okay, it was a seedling in spring, and I saw it and I left it, and I think I should take it out, because right there going up, the pole line is there, and I have these huge, what do you call these trees again? Pine trees in the back. Do you see them? These huge pine trees. I think I should take it out. It's native. I think that's why I just give it a chance, because anything native should be good, right, in terms of plants. But I may cut it down, I may leave it, I don't know. Let me know if you have this in your garden or you have experience with this tree. Alrighty, let's move over here to spirea. You know how much I love my spireas. Coming around here, and then here we have the blushing bride hydrangea, which should be white, but because now it's fall, it has given us the fall color. Look at that. And it blooms all the way behind there, friends. Just look at this baby. Absolutely gorgeous. And then here is this rhododendron we planted in spring. They're supposed to be an evergreen where it's still like that. And friends, is this bloom I'm seeing here? Look at the buds in there. I think it's only supposed to be actually here. Here's the tag here. Let me not make up anything on it. So yep, spring is the only season of interest. Look how pretty it is. Yes, and it gets 3 feet to 2 feet wide, and when I researched it, it said it was evergreen, but I'm surprised I'm seeing these little buds on here now. But it's so pretty, and I just love the color. Look at the leaves, see that? It's just beautiful, natural green there. Look at that with that shine to it. And then here we have our Gara. Now Gara got big this year, it really did. Look at that. Not sure what's going on over there, like it's spreading out. And here's another one there. Oh, and here is our Cleome here. Do you see that? Here's another Cleome. That one I did not plant. I had one plant in here, I told you guys before, and it just reseeded, and I'm loving it. And then here I have another Nandina to give me winter interest, and here's a boxwood next to it, and you could see the liatris already bloomed, but I'm leaving them up to give the birds some winter food in the back here. And a side note for you, the liatris reseed also. Those in the front, they did, and I got some small plants and I shared them with someone. But just a side note for you, if you don't want liatris reseeding in your garden, cut off the tips right now. Once they look like this, like dead dry looking, cut it off. At the same time, I'm gonna keep mine on just so that way I can provide the extra winter source food for the birds, and in spring I'll come in and make sure I clean up around the area. And if they reseed, that's fine, I'll just pull them out. They look like a good tiny grass. So if you have liatris and you're seeing anything looking like grass underground, that's your liatris. seedlings for you. I really love this Nandina. Just look at that, friends. Love it. And here we have our double knockout rose, still blooming for us, friends. And the foliage and this is amazing. Look how good it looks. Look at that. Unbelievable at this time of the year. Love these double knockout roses. Very disease resistant. They're self cleaners. They're just one of the best roses out there. And not just that too, but I think they're even better than the specialty ones, right? Because I'll show you over there, my double knockout roses are looking better than the specialty ones that I paid triple for. Yes, it looks so much better. Just love these. And look, we have a ton of buds on here. See that? And all I do, I just come in and I just clip off the spent bloom. I try to do as much as I can. It keeps the plant looking tidier and all of that. Even though for the double knockout rose, they say it's self cleaning, I just tend to come in and just clip off the spent blooms. And look at this. And look at this, friends. Look at our Cleome. These are all seedlings. Yes, they're reseeded from the mother plant. The one plant I had in here. Just look at this. Just love them. And I'm leaving them alone, and they're gonna stay here until the frost hits them. And they even give me the winter interest, because what happens is that after the frost hits them really hard, all is turned brown. But this just stay like that. The structure stays like that in the garden. It's different. Okay, I remember this year when I removed the one in there, I probably removed it maybe in summer, because I just love the way it looked. It gave the garden that vertical interest, and it gave it that winter interest, right? So think about preparing your bed for winter and all of that. And it doesn't, obviously here, there's not going to be flowers blooming, but there's a lot of winter interest. It could be from your liatris looking like this, right? As we say, dead looking. It could be a structure from a plant. It could be the plant where the leaves just falls off. Deciduous, I think it's called. And it just stay like that and give you the structure itself. It could be evergreen, like your boxwoods, your Nandina, your arborvitae. All those are winter interest in your garden. So just keep that in mind as we in fall, and then yes, it's gonna get winter, but let's not wish for winters yet. Remember, we have the 4 seasons of interest, and let's not neglect winter, even though we do, right? And then here we have yarrow, white yarrow. I probably may come in. Do you see all this, friends? Yes, look at that, seeds. Perfect time for me to pick the seeds. I may come in and I may take some off to use them in the winter sowing method, because I just love yarrow. We'll see. And this one is a native plant in PA here. So here is this side, and then let me take you up to the patio side. But I'm just loving these two together, the sedum with the Nandina. I just love it. So still have a lot of colors going on here in the back, and I'm gonna go over here and give you a tour, because I'm right behind here. My basil, I might be making pesto from them. Do you see that? I have flowers on them already. Let me know if you ever use your basil after they went to flowers, and does the basil taste bitter to you? Because I don't want to waste my Parmesan cheese and my olive oil and make pesto and it's bitter. I've read that you can still use it to make pesto and it will still taste good, or I can just leave the flower to completely go to seed. But look at that, friends, I have a lot of it. Okay, a lot of it. So let me know if you have any experience with basil, if I should just leave it to go to seed, or I can still harvest it and make pesto and the pesto will taste good. Let me know down below. Thank you. All right, let me give you a quick update here. I show you my cold weather crops I'm starting. I think I did a video maybe a few weeks ago. So here you can see our radish. Remember these? These were tiny seeds. Look at them. This is all due to the rain. Yes, rain is the best fertilizer for your plant. And here we have our cauliflower. Amazing, just look at that, they're doing so well. And then here we have our lettuce in here. You could see I covered them, look at that. And remember I did some lettuce seed. Here we have some coming up. Here we have some here, over here, all the way over here, ton of lettuce seed. And this was a wild bergamot I did in spring. It's coming back. Look at this lettuce. This looks so delicious, friends. don't sleep in these waste basket cover from the dollar store. If you see them, just pick them up. They have multiple purposes. They really do. I love using them. And then here we have more of the cauliflower. You could see it's forming there, down in there. And this is just an okra I'm leaving here so I could get seed from it. But let me show you this, friends. And I have another one to plant. Do you see that? This is a store-bought lettuce. I removed the bottom and I planted it. And let me point here. Do you see that right there? Right here? Do you see the new growth coming out from it? Yes, I have another one to put in here. Don't put that in the waste, friends. Reuse it. Stick it in your veggie bed to get a new lettuce. And we still have peppers coming on those plants I left there. I don't know. They say you could overwinter them, take them in inside. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just try not to take anything inside, especially like a plant in soil. We'll see. And then here's the mustard seeds that we planted together. I'm like so excited to taste this, to see what it tastes like. As I told you guys before, my first time, my neighbor gave them to me. So that's what's going on here. And I just have some extra seeds. I just have some extra seeds going on here. See that? I think that's a lupine. I planted lupine in here. I'm trying to remember what else. And yarrow. I read yarrow seeds. I could see some germination happening there. Yeah. So this is my setup here. And if you look closely at this, friends, this is a candy corn spirea. Yeah. Yes, I did find my candy corn spirea. I'm gonna feature that in a different video, but piece broke off and I tuck it in here and I thought it was dead because you see how the foliage is dead, but you see the red growth there. Yes, it's surviving. So I'm really happy about that. This is my station, my nursing station, so to speak. Very excited about that. And then my sweet neighbor friend up the road gifted me some black looking sedum, so I just have them rooting in here. So I could just plant the entire thing in the ground, but I'm just keeping them in a controlled setting. And look at more peppers coming on here. See that? And let me show you this, friends. Look at this. These are tomatoes. I had tomatoes in here, and look, they just self-seeded in here, and I'm just leaving them alone. They might come back over the winter. Who knows, right? When the garden gives you surprises, you're just gonna take it and just be happy about it. And then let's go this way. This is the hummingbird lanes. All right, friends, so I'm not sure if you remember when I planted this. We call it sorrel in the Caribbean. It's a form of a hibiscus. Yep, but this is the sorrel that you can drink. This is a hibiscus. You can actually drink it, and I told you guys about it. I went on and on. I came back and look at this. Look at them. I have multiple plants in there. They took off. I'm telling you, I can't believe it. I still have a lot of seeds inside. So what I think I'm going to do is, I started these maybe January inside, and this is what they're looking like, and we're in almost October, right? However, the reason why I'm saying that to you, do you see this? This is the fruit on here. This is the sorrel that we would use to make the drink. This is the hibiscus right here. Yes, it's still tiny. I'll be getting frost later in October, early November, and I think it will hit the plant and the plant will die because the hibiscus, this one is tropical, right? It's not gonna survive the cold. So I don't know if these will get big in, what is that, 7 weeks to come. I don't know. It's still warm here, so I'm hoping they will. So my point about starting them again soon, it's just trying to see if I had started these in, I would say October inside, I definitely would have had sorrel fruits. They're still tiny, so I may start new seeds next month inside for next year. I hope that makes sense, but we'll see. I'll give you an update and let you know if they get any bigger. I think once it stays warm and nice, they will get bigger. But nevertheless, I am so proud of myself. Look at that. Starting sorrel here in PA. I'm really excited about that, friends, and it's great sauce for the hummingbirds, but they're not gonna get to enjoy it. But hopefully I'm able to get some fruit or some hibiscus buds are for it to make that drink. That drink is a festive drink. We drink it all year round in the Caribbean, but we drink it a lot in the Christmas season, a lot. But anyways, let's move on to this beautiful beauty in front of us. This is the Mexican sunflower, Tithonia. Let's call it Mexican sunflower. I love it. The pollinators love it right here. Thank you, B. The pollinators love it. And first time with this, I grew this from seeds. Yes, friends, I'm telling you, I just love it. I've had, guess what I saw, and I have a video to make for you guys. When it's winter, I'll release it when you're looking for colors and everything looks so dull outside. But guess what, friends, I had 2 monarch butterflies. Yes, and I mean 2. I saw 2 monarch butterflies and they were hopping around this plant. I've never seen 2 monarch butterflies in my garden at the same time where I can say, oh, I saw 2 monarch butterflies. I always see 1, 2. One was down here, one was in the tree. They were flying around, and I'm telling you, that made my garden year for 2025. Very, very excited just to see my beautiful plants not only bring joy to you, my friends, but also they help out the pollinator, in particularly the monarch butterflies. 2 of them, 2. I know I keep going on and on, but I am just excited, friends. Anyway, so here it is. Definitely recommend this. Plant it in your garden, friends. You will love it. It gets really tall, and of course I have it here in the Hummingbird garden lanes for that obvious reason, right? But it's so pretty, and now in fall it's still giving me that color, the orange color that we associate with fall. I'm just loving it, just love it. Anyway, so let's go on here. That's me and my excitement with the Mexican sunflower. And here I have my butterfly milkweed. Do you see that? This I have so much milkweed, friends. I wish I can give you guys some. I have a ton of milkweed seeds, a lot of them. Do you see these 2 here? These are ready to be picked. Do you see how they have the orangey color? Yes, they are ready to be picked. And whenever you harvest in your seeds, make sure there hasn't been any rain, at least 3 days, I should say, so that way the seed is completely dry out and there's no moisture in it from the rain. So just something to make a note of if you're thinking of harvesting seeds. Alrighty, and here I'm leaving up some of the cornflowers for the birds again, as I always keep saying to you, for winter sauce. And then let me take you over to this plant. This is a celosia. I got it from my sister's mother-in-law garden, and the hummingbird was going crazy on it, and I brought back some seed, and look at it. I did these from seeds, friend. I'm telling you, I'm so happy about that. Love it. Hummingbird, love it. So the hummingbird garden is still doing well. There's still different blooms going on there. Look at this. Look at this, friends. Look at all these milkweed seeds. Oh my goodness. I harvested a lot. I've shared them. I've given them away. I've done everything I could do, and I have a lot of them even in the front. And this one is the butterfly milkweed, which is the good one for the monarch butterfly. Look at this milkweed, friends. Just unbelievable. I wish I could send you guys some. Anyways, so move on over here, and our cornflower is still hanging on there. And here we have some of this beautiful coreopsis here I did from seeds. Oh, look at this, a lot of seed heads on here. So this is how you want to pick your seeds. Do you see that? Yep, they're ready to be picked. I've picked so many of these seeds and give them away, I'm telling you. And then here we have a delphinium I did in the winter sowing method. Do you see that? So next year they should be more bulky looking, and I should have a stronger stem on this one. I'm excited about my delphiniums. Alrighty, friends, let's move on down to the patio. Alright, it's drizzling, but it shouldn't be raining. And here is my Eden rose coming to an end with new growth still. Yes, up there you go. Do you see that new growth it put on, friends? Oh my goodness, unbelievable. And I'm still seeing a couple of buds to come here. Alrighty, and I want to show you this. Look what's still blooming here. I came on here the other day and I had a ton of these hibiscuses opening on me. I'm like, oh my goodness, such a surprise. You know why? It's the rain. There are water hogs. They love the water. And I still have some buds going on here. See that? The rain is really helping them to give me another flush of blooms at this point in the period. Just love them. And then let me go around to the patio and show you what's going on in the patio. All right, friends, welcome to the patio. Look at this. Look at our Montauk daisy. I think it took a while for it to open. I feel like last year it was already blooming in the summer. These just recently opened, I say a couple of days ago, which I think they did at a perfect time when fall began, right? But anyways, but look at them. I just love them. And here we have more here. And you know what, friends, let me back up and show you something. Let me know if you have this with your Montauk daisy, because every other gardener I discuss this with, they have it. So I'm not sure if you have something else you can recommend. Do you see right in the center there? It does, I don't want to say split, but for lack of better words, it does this kind of split where it spreads out. Do you see like the gap in there? Notice last year it did that, where it just has that spread out look to it. Do you see that? And the blooms are here. So I don't know if that's just a natural habit of the Montauk daisy or what, but it looks good. It still looks good like that. But let me know down below if your Montauk daisy does the same thing to you. Everyone I spoke with said their Montauk daisy performs the same, so maybe it's just a natural habit of the plant. And in here we have blushing bright hydrangea up in here. Do you see that? It's hiding. And look here, it's still giving us another fresh set of bloom. Do you see that? All here, it just spread out. The plants just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And let's go on over here. Here's our caladium, loving them. And here's one of my favorites, my St. John's wort. I told you guys how much I love that. And I love the corabels down in here. They're so pretty. Look at the other one over there. It just gave you that fall color. You don't need blooms with the corabel. They just give you the color, just like the coleus and the caladium. You just buy them for the color of the foliage. All right, here's another caladium here. So pretty. And our sedum is turning color right there in the back. And here is our Nandina. I think this one is a cool glow Nandina. Do you see that? It's so pretty. And the Rose of Sharon, they're still blooming. Still giving me the white blooms there. And let's slowly pan around here. And here we have these beautiful small short zinnias. Just love them so much. And then look at the verbena. The verbena is shining, friends. You really need verbena. Oh my goodness, they're shining, and they do self-seed too. Yes, I just love them. Just beautiful. And I love how they're whimsical. They don't take up space really, as you can see. Do you see how it performs like that? It just spread out. There's not much foliage on the plant. It's not bulky. It's just whimsical. I just love that look in the garden. And our containers are doing well still. Look at that. And I want to show you this. This is one of the St. John's wort that we planted. It did survive, and it even gave me some new buds on there. Do you see that? I'm very excited about that. And even the roses, friends, look at this. South Africa Sunbelt Rose. Oh my goodness, look down by the neighbor. Look at this. Right there. See that what is? That's a groundhog. It doesn't come in my garden. That part down there is down by the neighbor down there. It comes right there and it eats and it goes back downwards. See it? And whenever I see it, I always make noise and it runs away when I make the noise. It doesn't come up on this end, so I'm gonna pause the video, clap my hands so you could just get back down in the back there. All right, friends, sorry about that. And then here is the salvia. Do you see that? Still going on. Just look at that. And the bees are just having a great time on it. Some of these containers, I do need to clean them up. And the marigold is looking well. I love this elephant ear. All right, friends, and here in the rose garden is nasturtium. I did this from seeds, and I'm telling you, I love it. Look at this. Definitely on my list to do more next year. I just love it. One plant in here from seed, and look at this. The rose bush is putting on new growth. Look at that. There's another plant I did in there too. I just love them. My first time, and I'll definitely be doing more of them. And here's a close-up of my beautiful sunbelt rose. Can't believe I'm getting new blooms at this time, and it's looking good. The leaf, you could see, is still healthy looking. I just love it, love it, love it, love it. And here I have lavender. Oh, you should smell this, friends. You should smell it. Smells so good. Love it. And then, so this is this half of the rose garden. Let me slowly turn around, and here I have cleome in there. All right, and here's the other half over here. You can see this rose is putting on new growth. Look at that, new growth at this time. Just love it. And here we have more nasturtium I did. I want more of these. I'm going crazy with these next year. And this rose, I know, they look too good. And then here we have the cornflower. Leaving on all these for my bird friends. And in here is calendula I did from seeds. So I'll come in and harvest right here. Perfect time to harvest. Do you see that? This one and this one. Perfect time for me to harvest. Love it. So I did the calendula and I did the nasturtium as natural pest resistance for the roses. That's why I put them in there. And then here we have more of the verbena. Oh my goodness, friends, you need this. So let me give you right there. See how that looks so pretty? Yep. Still having a lot of blooms in the garden at this time. And let's go on up over here. And here, look at my hot poker still blooming. I had to come in and cut off this spent one, but just look at that. This has been amazing. And here's another one coming out in there. Unbelievable. And here's a fire and ice hydrangea. You guys know how much I love it. Always talk about that. And then over here is the entrance I normally come in from. I already did some cleaning up in here, as you can see, and I brought over my elephant alocasia here just to fill in the gap, because right there is the bleeding heart, which I cut back. And here's another Montauk daisy, so pretty. And let me go behind here and show you our Rose of Sharon, still doing well. So here's the white one, which the bees are going crazy over. And then here is the pink Rose of Sharon, still doing so well. Look how tall it is, absolutely gorgeous. So this is my entranceway. I would come in here and I'd be like, hi friends. So this is the entrance. So I'm gonna end with the entrance. Anyway, friends, I really hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys are doing well and you're enjoying the fall period and your garden is still looking pretty. Thank you guys as always for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Now take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.